Hello my trigger happy friends, my name is Stevie Cade and welcome to Film Trigger. In today's video we are continuing our journey reviewing all the Star Wars movies in chronological order leading up to the release of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Just to let you know that I am not a huge Star Wars fan. Not because I hate them, just because I just never followed them before. So doing all these reviews is kind of giving me a chance to freshen up on the entire franchise. Before we get started, if you could, hit that subscribe button and the bell ding thing so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Alright guys, so grab your keyboards, head down to the comment section, and let's review Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. This is how you make a movie, George Lucas. Finally, it took you 2 movies. 2. Episode 1 and Episode 2, those were some slow burns, some slower than others. This one, right out the gate, did great. So I'm gonna immediately jump into what I like about this movie, and that is the very first opening scene, where we are thrown right in the middle of a battle that's happening. And this is a stunning display of visual effects that really put the upgraded effects in the forefront of the movie. The effects are cleaner, they're sharper, less cartoony, and especially a plus for the green screen. If you've watched my reviews for episode 1 and 2, which if you haven't, you can click right here and get all caught up, you will know that one of my big issues with these movies so far is that the green screen looks terrible. Everyone looks kind of fuzzy and it's not done very well. This movie fixes that problem. And in doing so, the cinematography is way more consistent from beginning to end. But ironically, this movie actually was the only one of the prequel trilogy that didn't get nominated for a visual effects award. What's that about? That's weird. Next on our list, the fighting sequences, specifically the lightsaber battles. Throughout the whole movie, they're just great. Especially the one with General Grievous, where he wields the 4 lightsabers. It's so cool, such a fun spectacle to watch. I guess General Grievous originally was designed as a baby that was gonna be floating around in some sort of chair, and then it was gonna have like 2 drones that kind of like protected it. That would have been a terrible idea. And then we move on to the ending battle between Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, which, by the way, I kind of thought Anakin resembled Michael Jackson a little bit. Just saying. But that lightsaber battle was epic, man. Very well choreographed, very well put together, and just a very intense scene. And the score completely adds to it. Right on point. And even the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin just seems way more hashed out. Like, I actually believe that they were friends and then turned enemies at the end. I feel the heartbreak that Obi-Wan went through when he had to essentially kind of take Anakin out. And then Anakin's development through this whole film is just, I've been waiting for this development. But we'll get to that soon. There are some things that I'm on the fence about. Number 1, Padme. I'm not sure what her purpose is in this movie besides just being Anakin's wife and having his babies. She was a queen in episode 1 and a senator in episode 2. Is she not a queen now?
I doubt the queen will continue to allow me to serve in the Senate.
I don't know. I don't know what her character is. Maybe I missed it. If I did, let me know in the comments below so I can kind of get caught up a little bit. But to me, she didn't really have any point in this story. Don't get me wrong. I think Natalie Portman did just fine. I have no qualms with her acting capabilities. But just the character itself seems like she was thrown away in this episode. And another thing that I'm on the fence about, and it's not really a critique standpoint, but maybe I'm wrong on this. Are the set designs, like, are all the pillars supposed to look like lightsabers? Because they all kind of look like lightsabers. I'm very aware that they're there. And to me, it's like just a little too on the nose. Like, we get it, George. Lightsabers. Neat. Maybe they weren't supposed to look like that, and I just think every pillar in the world looks like lightsabers, but there are some that look exactly like lightsabers. There's even one clip where, like, it even looks like the little button that you click to make the lightsaber do its lightsaber thing. I think it's intentional. Maybe it's not, but it bugged me. Like, it took me out of the movie, and I just kept thinking, those look like lightsabers. Okay. And also the dream sequences I found to be a little odd. Every time Anakin would have a dream that Padme was dying during childbirth, not only does the quality seem lower than the rest of the movie, but I felt like I had seen it somewhere and I couldn't quite put my finger on it until like the very last time I saw it, and I'm like, The Wizard of Oz.
Dorothy! Dorothy! Where are you? It's me! It's Auntie M! We're trying to find you!
When they're looking through the crystal ball, that effect, to me, that's what it kind of looks like. It looks like every time we see that shot, we're going to see it pan out and then the witch be over her like, I'm going to get you, my pretty, and your little twins, too. Again, that's just me. It's not really anything to critique about. It's just little things that took me out of the moment of this film. But there are some things I don't like. As a matter of fact, there's quite a bit of things I don't like. Hayden Christensen. Dude, okay. Your performance is a lot better than it has been in the previous movies, but I think that's only because you are coming across more dark and more angry, and your bad acting is being masked behind this kind of one note that you're being directed to act like. Like, I wasn't aware of your terrible dialogue too much. Trust me, you have terrible dialogue in this movie, but because you seem to be more recluse, you seem to be more thinking, we don't get to hear you speak stupidly as often as we did before, because you're just more short burst, angry type of things, you know, if that makes sense. Whatever. But I almost put Natalie Portman's acting on the fence part of this review, but then I realized that I don't have a problem with her acting. I have a problem with her acting with Hayden Christensen. His acting is so bad, it brings down everyone else's acting. And they're just kind of making do with this guy that they have to act with. Why was he cast in this movie? I'll never know. I'll never know. We could have had Leonardo DiCaprio. For more on that, please check out my review for Attack of the Clones. Thank you. But yes, I blame Hayden's acting for the complete disconnect between him and Padme. And as a result of that, they have to keep reminding us through Padme's dialogue of how much they're in love just by blatantly saying it.
Hold me. Like you did by the lake on Naboo. So long ago when there was nothing but our love.
I love you. In case you didn't know, we're in love. In case you didn't get that from our terrible chemistry. Now moving forward, I didn't like Anakin's evolution to Darth Vader. It was a great storyline, and I actually enjoyed it in this movie, but this evolution should have been playing out since episode 1. Which they kind of hinted at in one of the scenes in episode 1 where they're like, a lot of anger you have. But we didn't see it. Again, it was just like, here's dialogue because the acting's not delivering on what we're trying to tell you. There should have been a better evolution than what we got. But since we had to play catch up in this movie, that part of the story seemed very, very rushed. I mean, Anakin pledged his loyalty to Sidious so quickly. It just felt like there was something missing, and there was. The whole leading up to that. Why would he just give up and be like, okay, I will serve you, my lord, or whatever he says? You know, why would he do that? But upon my research, I did find out that at one point in the movie, Sidious reveals to Anakin that he once used the Force to manipulate the Metachlorians to split cells that actually created Anakin. It's a bit far-fetched, but he's basically telling Anakin that I'm your father while explaining how Anakin was born out of a virgin birth. And that would have made Sidious pretty much kind of like Anakin's father. But I guess Lucas decided to scrap the idea because it mirrored too much of what happened in The Empire Strikes Back with the big reveal that Darth Vader was Luke's father. But I personally think this would have made perfect sense. Not only would it have had that parallel, but it also would have made sense why Anakin would give in to him so easily. But literally what we got was, what have I done? Ah, fuck it. I guess I'm joining you now. There is one more thing I don't like about this movie, and before I get to it, I do want to explain this. This was a much better told story. It's paced so much better, and I really thought George Lucas had finally figured it out. I thought, like, okay, it took him a few movies, but now he gets it. But then this happened. Why? That was a terrible ending. Honestly, the film should have closed out with the mask being put on in that first breath. Close credits. That would have been perfect. But no, you had to go like the Frankenstein, Unchained. No! That was so bad. That was so bad. So bad. How did that even make it into the theaters? Like, how did that make it through all these hands where people are like, yes, that's the ending to this movie? And then Padme dies of a broken heart or something. Whatever. They threw her away in this one, so let's just completely throw her character right out the fucking window. Done. Padme's gone. But overall, the movie was really enjoyable. Like, much more enjoyable than the previous two films. And as I said before, the visual effects were on point. The battles and the lightsaber fights were masterfully choreographed. The story being told was way more fluid. But Hayden Christensen's D-list acting, along with a rushed plot that should have been panning out through all 3 episodes, definitely hampered on the grading. But I did enjoy this movie a lot. It wouldn't bother me to rewatch this. The other 2, episode 1 and 2, I would have no reason to rewatch those, and I don't want to rewatch them. And if I was forced to watch one other one, it would definitely be The Phantom Menace and not Attack of the Clones, ever in life. But for those reasons, I'm giving this movie a B-.
Bravo! I loved it! Oh, it was great! Well, it was pretty good. Well, it wasn't bad.
Please let me know what your thoughts were in the comments below. Be sure to check out some more videos right here. And as always, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.